Alright, so in today's video, I have something crazy. Now, a lot of people over this past weekend in the Roller Prime were accusing Meownala or Nala of being Cronus. I've done videos where people were accusing Fringe of being Cronus, and I looked into that. I had Fringe come to a custom game. We tested it out. I showed he was not Cronus. Now, I will say, we're gonna react to something real quick, just so in case you missed it, you could be up to the loop. But going into this, when I had seen these clips, I fully believed that he was Cronus, and I was like, I'm going to do a video explaining why he's Cronus. But I always make sure that I do my research, and upon doing my research, I'm going to explain to you why he's not Cronus, or at least why he's not using this modded controller that people keep talking about. If you've been watching Skype or Jinxie, you know the modded controller. It's been on TikTok clips. I'm going to explain why he's not doing that. We're going to look at his controller. We're also going to debunk this video, this clip right here. There's a lot. So let's get into it, and let's make sure we go over everything. Starting off, let's watch this clip.
Always about legit controllers. Nothing but legit controllers. If you were Cronus, it was automatic DQ. And you know that, Nick. And you fucking know that, Nick. It was always about being legit controller. Yeah, whether if it's a hand cam or looking at the...
He's right.
Nothing plugged in.
Now it does look crazy here. I'm going to explain why.
That's not the worst one. That's not the worst.
Let's just watch.
I know Nato's Cronus is because he keeps shooting after he's on ADS. But I feel like everybody's known Nato's been Cronus for like months now.
Scoped. Had to be this round. Had to be this round.
Like, I feel like Nato being Cronus is like common knowledge. Because he does some weird Bluetooth PlayStation shit. I don't know what.
We're going to talk about this too.
Common knowledge. Like, and this isn't even my word. Like, I've heard this from probably 20 different console players. That are all like tournament players.
Bot walk, stream snipe. Nice.
He said bot walk, stream snipe. Watch this stuff.
Nick, explain.
I think he's Cronus.
Okay, so also real quick, let me make sure I make this very clear. I'm going to explain why he is not using a modded controller, and why if you just hand cam him every time that you can make sure he's not on Cronus and he doesn't have any Bluetooth controller. We're going to get to that in a second. But basically in this clip, what they're saying is that in the match replay, he was shooting super fast with no recoil, and on top of that, why is he shooting down at the ground? I don't know if you hear it in here in this clip, but there's other TikTok clips saying, how is he shooting down at the ground and it's not moving? Like it's literally not moving. Now, we're going to debunk this in a second, but I want to go over why he's not using a modded controller. Also, real quick, just to note, match replay is a terrible way to know if somebody's Cronus or has no recoil. I've done a tourney with raid bullies back in the day, like years and years ago, and they were accusing him of being Cronus when he was using a DMR on a Rooney because it went into match replay and it looked weird. Match replay is bugged and it's messed up, and I'm going to show you that after, but let's get into why he is not using the modded controller. So we see them say that this is the same roller as his roller, because basically what they did was they had him upload a hand cam, and I have that hand cam footage because I had Nala send it to me. But they're basically accusing him of using this controller here. And I want you to pay attention to something, okay? This is the controller that they are accusing him of using. Now, in the same clip we saw, I have it right here. This is the footage that he uploaded to them. It was him playing with the controller.
My name is Nala, and today we'll be making a trigger finger tutorial.
Now, we're going to watch this whole thing, but I want you to pay attention to this, okay? Do you see his controller right here? Do you see this part? This is what made me realize that he's not using that modded controller. We can see this is his controller right here, and on top of that, I had him send me a full view of his controller. So as we can see right here, this is a camo printed part on the controller. Now, let's go to this website right here. We're going to go to customize, and we're going to go to PS5 plus PC. Now, this is the controller that they were saying that he was using. If we go down here, we can customize the controller to be gray camo. This is the one they had here. However, look at this right here, the actual touchpad. Now, if you try to customize the touchpad to get the same exact one that he had, pay attention right here, there is none. There is none that will match this. There's none that matches this right here. There is no touchpad on the website that can physically match this. However, The one that does match this is this controller right here. It is the Walmart Sony PS5 DualSense wireless controller with a gray camouflage. This is the one on Walmart. Once again, we're going to go here just so we can see this. There is not a single custom touchpad that you can get on this website that literally is the same as we see. You can't get this here. You cannot get this on the website. So now you may be thinking, okay, well, maybe he didn't get it from that website. So I did more research, don't worry. I looked up online every single possible type of modded controller that you can buy. Now, let's come here for a second. Now, I was able to find this controller. This was the only other controller that I was able to find that was a modded controller that had the camo touchpad. However, the issue on why this cannot be his controller is, one, we're talking about Cronus here, right? We're not talking about shooting fast, we're specifically talking about Cronus. But let's just start off with that. Here, you physically cannot get the no recoil. We can see here, this is just smart triggers to make it to where you can like spam your it's like having trigger stops on my Xbox Elite controller, right? Very similar to that. The mod button, okay? This is a mod button that allows you for turning rapid fire on and off pretty quickly. Okay, now if we pay attention to this model, we're gonna see what is called a mod button right here. This is the button right here. It looks like this. This is exactly why I had him send me, with good lighting, his controller. There is not a single mod button anywhere on his controller. So if we realize that, once again, that cannot be that controller, it can't be this one, okay? So now, I looked myself going all throughout Google, but I wanted to go a step further. So what did I do? After I did my own research, I went to ChatGPT. I said, where can I get a modded PS5 controller with no recoil and a camo skin? Now, when I was looking at this, it gave me 3 different options. But here's the thing. Every single option that it gives me here all leads back to modded zone controllers. So the other websites it gives me, all right, let's see this website right here. This comes with a modded controller with recoil mods. But guess what? It leads me back to the modded zone controllers that we just watched. And if we know anything, like I said earlier, you cannot get a camo modded zone controller. I looked all over on this website. You cannot customize them really on this website, but it's all modded zone, okay? That's one of them. Let's go to this one for $241. Once again, modded zone controller. We can bring up this right here. Everything that they have is all modded zone controllers. But once again, there is no modded zone controllers. Another one right here, anti-recoil smart rapid fire modded controller. What is this? Modded zone. As you see right here. Every single camo or every single thing you could get going to be modded zone. Now, another thing I wanted to talk about. He was talking about, remember Jinxie said something about the triggers being like very tall and very large. This is a modded zone controller. Once again, modded zone controller. See the bumpers, how they look. If we come here, the bumpers look exactly the same. You can see how large the bumpers are. I think we could put this in 3D as well. Now, mind you, I don't know who Nala is, bro. I've never spoke to him in my life. So I'm not just sitting here like defending him like he's my best friend. I've never spoke to him in my life until now. So I'm trying to be like a non-objective based view. Now, am I saying that he's never been Cronus? No. Am I saying that he's not on Cronus right now? No. But what I'm saying is he's not using a modded controller that would give him Bluetooth. Like, when I tell you I've looked everywhere for this shit, bro, this literally looks like the back of his controller. That is the back of his controller, and the bumpers look exactly the same. Probably just the regular PS5 controller. Now, we've seen Sieqe reference this video. He's just talking about this controller, right? He's just talking about the stuff from Modded Zone. There's like a thing on the back. You can get paddles on the back of it. I was like, oh, okay, well, I mean, if we look at his controller, once again, there is no paddles on the back. Granted, you can get a Modded Zone controller without paddles on the back, so can't really use that as like evidence or anything like that. But still, just saying, no paddles on the back of his controller. Once again, let's just see the video that they did, that Jinxie did get sent.
My name is Nala, and today we'll be making a trigger finger tutorial for those who clearly can't shoot your gun fast. So you see, nothing in the roller, right? You can see my gun shoots what I shoot with R1, you know? Okay. So right off rip, like, it's not hard to shoot fast.
We can see recoil going up.
It's not hard at all to shoot fast. How am I even gonna do this in front of the camera?
He can't, once again, to the people that accuse me of Cronus. We see recoil, right? We saw recoil right here.
Shoot
Let's
fast.
watch again. The recoil goes up. Now, there's people that will go, he can click a fucking button. We saw the back of his controller. There's no buttons on the back of his controller. So, right here, did not press the start button, did not do anything.
How am I even gonna do this in front of the camera?
All of his hands are on the
Hold
controller.
pixel.
Good recoil, fast shooting. Like I said, saw recoil, couldn't press anything because once again, there's nothing on the back of his controller. He could not do anything in this time frame to then go from no recoil to having the same recoil. Right here, look how good this recoil is.
Hold a pixel.
Good recoil and how he's shooting.
It's not hard at all to shoot. Shooting with R1 makes you faster. I don't really...
Once again, he does shoot with R1. So, when he's able to tap fire that thing, bro, it's going to go faster. Like I said, am I saying that he's not Cronus? No, but I'm telling you that if you hand cam him like he's doing right here, you're chilling. There is no... He cannot be using a modded controller with that camo. Like, please look on the internet. You will not find a modded controller that has anti-recoil that has that exact same thing. Now, I want to prove something here, okay? So, if we go and we look at this. This is another clip. Hold on. This is the clip that apparently... let me see what he said. Apparently, if you look at Jancy's perspective, he tried to say that he was Cronus for this, but... That's a nasty shot. That is a nasty shot, and I get why people would assume that that is Cronus, but you have to understand something that, once again... Could that have been Cronus? Was he? I don't know if he was being hand cammed at the time. Maybe. Right? I don't think so. I'm going to show you why. Okay? When you get to a certain skill level on controller, you can have no recoil. I'm going to prove to you myself. Let's load up into a game. I want to show you guys something, right? As somebody who has done a million sensitivity videos, as somebody who gets accused of Cronus all the time on controller PC champion, as you can see, every season. Okay, I deal with Cronus accusations all the time. If you can learn your sensitivity, you can learn the patterns, and it's like muscle memory to where the recoil is like nothing. I'm going to show you something. We'll go over a few weapons to make this quick. Okay? If I have no recoil with the R4C, right? Come over here, shoot at the wall. Look at that. Come over here, shoot at the wall. Like, I can just control the recoil very well. You're gonna have no recoil. Mind you, I just got on. I'm not even warmed up. If I was playing for a few hours, it would be even better. So when you see somebody, once again, you have to remember you are also looking at match replay. You're also looking at somebody who probably consistently uses that same exact weapon. But I can sit here and literally laser with the F2. Does this mean that I am on Cronus? No. I can sit here and laser with the F2. Look, on controller. All on controller. SMG-12. Look at this. No recoil. No recoil. Good recoil control. I can come all the way back here. Doesn't matter the distance. Guess what? It's all because I have been using the same exact sensitivity for years. So don't look at the recoil and automatically assume that a person is Cronus. When, if you just use the same sensitivity, you're not going to have any recoil. Like, look. Like, it's not moving, bro. I use an Xbox Elite Controller Series 2. Why is mine plugged in? Because I'm on PC. On console, when I do console streams, I play a wireless controller, and I show myself doing this exact same thing. I think we can all agree I'm not Cronus. But my point is, because we're going to go into a custom game now, and I want to show you guys something. Because I want to show you what Sieqe was talking about with the clip. And what is wrong with his gun?
Why does his gun do that? Look up modded.
He's saying, why is his gun not, like, kicking up in the full clip? Why is his gun not kicking up when he's shooting at the ground on ADS? I'm going to show you. If I were to take Cade shotgun, okay, and I were to shoot it at the ground, it's not going to move much. Your Cade shotgun is not going to move. Yes, if I'm not touching my analog stick, you're going to see it move. But if I am pulling down, as I'm doing this, it's not going to move, okay? And it's going to look even less when we go into the match replay. So that's really not out of the ordinary. Look. Okay, let's just spam this. Once again, just so we can see this in the match replay. It's not moving, bro. What it looks like. That's me when I'm not holding down. That's me when I'm like, this is me when I'm holding down. In match replay, once again, we're going to see. It looks the same, right? Let's just watch one more time, and let's compare. Mind you, his is a little bit sped up because the voice is sped up.
What is wrong with his gun? Why does
Well,
his
look.
gun do that?
It's not moving, bro.
What is wrong with his gun? Why does his gun do that?
Look at mine again. The same thing. It's the same exact thing. There's literally no difference between him doing that and me doing that. Like, match replay is bug. Like, what the fuck is this thing doing right now, bro? Now, let's look at recoil as well in the match replay. Do you see how much more stuttery it is? How much more it looks like you have no recoil in the match replay? Once again, that's my recoil. This is me. This is me. I am not cheating. I'm not on a Cronus. So, we can see match replay is a terrible way to look at this. This is why in most tournaments, like back in the day, they used to never, allow match replay to be a reason to accuse someone of using a Cronus. Now, if we look at some of his clips, I will not lie to you. They do look Cronus. Like his recoil looks fucking insane. Like, I'm not going to play the audio because I'm not trying to get a copyright strike. But his recoil does look crazy. Like, no question. Look at that. No recoil. Granted, yes, you can control your recoil. And, like, I'm not saying that he's never been Cronus or he's not using Cronus, but my whole point of this video is to say that he's not using a modded controller. I also just, like, I just think he just has really good recoil control. Now, this is a crazy TikTok. That's fucked up. You're stream sniping KT. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. I can't lie to you. Stream sniping? That's some loser behavior. But, to be fair, hold on, look, there was a little bit of a, swing this. Look. Can't tell if that's his aim looking down too much or his recoil. We did see a non-straight laser with these clips right here and just see any type of discrepancy in recoil. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. His recoil looks insane. Like, there is an absolute chance, sure. Could he have been Cronus? Could he be on Cronus? Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, I think if you're willing to stream snipe people, I think you'd be willing to stoop low enough to go on Cronus. But, like, I don't think that he's currently on Cronus. Like, I think, like, in the tournament, if he's using a hand cam, he's not on Cronus. But it wouldn't make sense to, like, not use a Cronus when you do the competitive tournaments. Like, if he's still playing at the top on how he is while he's being hand cammed, then I don't think he's Cronus. Although, make sure you go check him out. This says right here, Meownala. He is nasty. It's Meownala, I think, on TikTok, Meownala on YouTube, and Meownala on Twitch. But, like, bro, it's so easy. Just make the guy hand cam. Because, like I said, bro, there's just no way he's using one of those modded controllers that are Bluetooth. That are, like, Bluetooth shit in it. Like, that does look like it moves a little bit. Some SMG 12 recoil. Or SMG 11, I mean. That seemed like it did move a little bit. I feel like it's jumping up a little bit. Am I dumb or like, look. Like, that was not a laser right there. He just got a headshot off him. Right there, it jumps up a little bit. You can make the argument that's his aim. Him aiming that. But still, it did move. And right there, it jumped up a little bit too. It's a little bit hard to distinguish whether somebody's aiming up or if it's the recoil going up at times. Bro, I'm just saying, this is my closing argument on this, okay? Could he have been Cronus? Yeah, absolutely. Do I think that he's using a modded controller? No, bro. I think he's just nasty. Like, once again, this controller with Control Freaks. He shoots with the RB or the L1 and the R1. I think he's just nasty. Because once again, we've gone over, you can't get this on that controller. From what I've looked up everywhere, you cannot get that. And looking at that, there's not like some decal that he put on. I really don't think he'd do some fucking super job fucking putting a decal on. So, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. If you keep him hand-cammed and he keeps playing like this, he's not Cronus. I think he's just nasty. Like, you've seen my recoil. You've seen this guy's recoil. Does it look Cronus? Yeah, it does. Is he? I really don't think so. I'm not gonna lie to you. But once again, yo, go check him out. Because if this guy is a legit player, like I assume, he's nasty. It's Meownala on Twitch, Meownala on TikTok, Meownala on YouTube. Go check him out. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, though. I will see y'all though. Much love.